we're gonna test out the new Berg X and the K1 soft plastic. And I really wanted to try that compared to the K2 Berg because I feel like these are probably the closest comparison in my mind, just without having actually tested them. Bad release, but you can see what it does. All right, I'm gonna try to swing this a little bit wider.
Woo!
That's
Dang.
pretty good. Pretty much parked at 220. Shit, bought out at the end. All right, try something similar, maybe a tiny bit more 80. That was probably the right amount of anhyzer, and that was parked. Definitely threw that a little too steep of an anhyzer. Let's try it again. But by comparison, I think you can see those actually did very similar things. Here is the brand new release from Kastaplast, the Nord, which stands for North in Swedish. And this is a 5403. And I want to compare that to the Kastaplast yarn, which is a 4.5-303. So if it flies true to the numbers, this should be a little bit more of a distance thrower and with a similar fade. And I'm particularly interested in how this does with a forehand, because right now I love the yarn as a forehand approach and mid-range type disc. All right, so we're gonna start with what we know. Let's start with the K3 yarn. And then this K1 is particularly overstable, and then we'll throw the Nord. See, that one is definitely a little more stable. It's got pretty good glide. All right, let's try the Nord. Try to get the same angle and same power. Oh my goodness. All right, initial reaction, not nearly as stable with the forehand, but I think if we throw it on the right line, that's gonna be a disc we can definitely use for forehand approach. Little too much, and you can see at 220 feet, this definitely pushes. I think 220 is the sweet spot for the Berg, in my opinion, without having to overpower it. We do have the wind's kind of doing whatever it wants right now, but you can see that pink one in particular really cuts right. And the K3, as is normally the case with K3, is a little bit less stable. Now the Nord, I think I could throw this flat based on the way the first one flew. Oh, yeah. All right, so compared to especially the pink K1 yarn, the Nord glidier and less stable, but typically Kastaplast first run plastic is more understable than other runs. You see those want to fight out, and I don't anticipate the Nord fighting out as much. Yeah, that almost wanted to roll, and it kind of cut rolled at the end.